Good day, people of YouTube. It is Extreme Azure here again, and today I am bringing you yet another installation of the Extreme Game News Reaction. Oh my goodness. You can probably already hear it, but I'm already annoyed. This is like, what, the first 20 seconds and I'm already annoyed. That should tell you how bad I feel about this news. Like, this is some bad news. It was a holiday, I was home, sitting in the air conditioning on a hot summer's day, enjoying myself, and then early in the morning I see this news pop up and I'm like, are you freaking kidding me? Are you being for real right now? Like, no way. Once again I'm talking about Slightly Mad Studios and their newly released racing simulator project Cars. Alright, this is probably, I think it's probably my fifth time discussing this, either fourth or fifth time. I can't remember right now, but it really doesn't matter. The point is, I've discussed this several times already, and I keep discussing it simply because Slightly Mad is a bunch of hobknockers. Yeah, I use that word, hobknockers. No, that's a bad word. Something more sensible. Bunch of idiots. That's what they are. They're a bunch of idiots. And the reason why I say that is because I can't believe some of the decisions that I see being made in the gaming industry. I mean, I see on a regular basis, I see people just really being like complete buttheads, but to see it on a professional level is just like, it makes me wonder, because I'm graduating. I'm graduating in about 2 weeks now. I'm going out in the workforce. I don't want to have to be in a position where I am shaking my head at my boss for making a really stupid decision when I'm just fresh out of high school. My boss has probably been in the business for like 10, 20 years, and I'm shaking my head because he's making a dumb decision. The dumb decision that I see being made in the gaming industry on a professional level is so profound that it makes me afraid I'm gonna have to deal with even more idiots when I go out into the workforce on my own. Even though I might not end up in the gaming industry professionally, I don't want to have to be in a position at all where my boss is being a complete butthead because I don't have to tell him off for it and get fired. I'm fired up now because, like I said, this news is so profoundly, it's just excruciating. It's crazy. It's really crazy. You can call me a Nintendo fanboy. You can call me a white knight of the Wii U. At this point, I really don't care, but I just wanted to get my point across with this. It's probably going to be my most vocal news reaction that I've had yet. And I'm not the type who really gets off on someone. I'm not the type who really likes to get riled up, but when I do, it's not a pretty sight. But I'm going to try and keep it, sober as possible. Alright, so let's do this. So, just recently, literally just came out yesterday, I think it's probably the quickest I've ever done this. Ian Bell, the head of studio at Slightly Mad, announced a couple of details. He's been talking with some of the fans on the forum about what's been going on with the game since its release. Its recent release on the PlayStation 4, PC, and Xbox One. And one topic came up is, what the hell is up with the Wii U version of the game? It has been very long since we got news that the Wii U version would be coming. Long as in January 31st, 2012. Yes, you're hearing that correctly. Today, at the time of this video, it is May 26th, 2015, and this game was announced January 31st, 2012. That's right, months before the Wii U was even released to the public. That's how long we've known about this game coming to Wii U. Literally, about 3 years now. That's how long it's been. Almost, it's going to be 3 years very, very soon. Alright? So, what is the problem here? Okay, this is what he had to say about the Wii U version of Project Cars. And this is him. He's the head of studio. So this is the big boss. And here is what he had to say. And this is why I'm so mad. Okay, first quote. Okay, I'll come clean. At the moment, we're running at about 23 FPS at 720p on the Wii U. We're awaiting, hoping for more of a hardware announcement at E3. What? Anyway, continuing. Honestly, unless we really cut the looks back, I think we're looking to Nintendo's next console. Are you kidding me? Continuing. I suppose if they don't announce something at E3 or soon after, we will have a go at it. Oh my goodness, oh my goodness, oh my goodness. Oh boy. Second and final quote from him. We could reach a fairly solid 30 FPS on Wii U, but it might take a hell of a lot of work. Oh really? On the other hand, about halfway through us finishing, Nintendo might announce a new console. I have zero knowledge on this, by the way, but I've heard rumors. Those were his words. Our work might just be the best thing that ever hit that new console in the driving sim genre. It's gonna be the only work. Continuing, so we're playing a waiting game at the moment, and yes, economics do come into it. And that is the end of Ian Bell's comments. What the hell, man? Are you being serious here? It has been almost 3 years. You announced this game in early 2012. Wii U came out towards the end of November of that same year, and it is now May, almost June of 2015. We're going to E3 2015 in a matter of about 2 weeks. And here you are telling us that you're having trouble bringing your game to Wii U when it was one of the first third-party games, one of the first games, period, to be announced for the system? What? What? Oh my goodness. Oh my goodness. Like, honestly, it's like, there isn't even a word for this. This is mad. You guys are mad. You're not slightly mad. You're just crazy. You're insane. Because, I mean, it's like, wow. Oh my god. It's not almost. This is as bad as the crap that EA pulled with the Wii U and Nintendo. We all remember it. E3 2011. EA came up on Nintendo's stage, and this was something we've never seen this before. But EA came up on Nintendo's stage, had an entire segment about how they were so excited for this system, how it was going to be so cool to enjoy the new EA franchises with this brand new system, how the Wii U was such a perfect fit for the direction that they were taking the company in, and how the developers loved it, and how Wii U owners would be able to enjoy all of EA's major franchises because the system was so powerful and so unique. They had a bunch of saucy words were thrown around at that conference, and what did we get? 4 games. And 3 out of those 4 games all 4 of them were botched. Two were just bad ports, and the other 2 were good ports, but bad decisions. I've talked about that before. Madden, FIFA, Mass Effect 3, and Most Wanted You. They practically screwed up the entire thing. So not only did they lie to us, they also got our hopes up, and then let us down big time and completely stabbed Nintendo and the Wii U user base in the back. Slightly mad. I compared EA to Slightly Mad before, but it was not like this. I said Slightly Mad is doing what EA said that they were going to do. EA said, we're going to use the system to the best of our ability. We're going to make the most of it. And here Slightly Mad was saying, after all that crap came out, Slightly Mad was saying, the Wii U is a good console. They said that at the time when developers were like, the Wii U actually isn't that much better than the 360, so it's like we really don't want to make our games for it because it's not really what we're looking for. And Slightly Mad was saying, what the hell are you guys talking about? You know, the Wii U's a good system. It's a phenomenal console. It has such power. I mean, Andy Tudor, and I've called his name about this before. He said, this is what he said about, he talked about the Wii U version more than once, and this is some of his words. This is from one of Slightly Mad's developers, so this should tell you why I'm so mad about this. The Wii U is more than capable of providing the core Project Cars experience. Oh, Riz? Some super high-level graphical effects may not be possible, but in comparison, it also offers a unique interaction experience via the gamepad controller, with the second screen potentially becoming your track map overview, rearview mirror, telemetry, or simply mimicking a real race car steering wheel whilst you use the gyroscope to drive. Plus, there are great possibilities to extend our existing WMD community into the Me community, of course he's talking about Miiverse, with discussion and sharing of content and ideas. There's no realistic racing game on the Wii U currently, and we hear the fans crying out for one. Project Cars provides a Forza or Gran Turismo-like experience for those gamers, and it'll be something to really show off what the system is capable of. From our internal playing, it's looking extremely promising. That was his words in December 20th, 2013, a year after the Wii U came out. It has now been 2.5 years since the Wii U came out, which means you should have even more experience with the console. So why, over a year, almost 2 years later, are you telling us we're having trouble? It's only running at 23 FPS at 720p, and we want to wait for Nintendo to release their next console because this one just ain't cutting it. What the hell? I mean, it would be different if they were complaining about the system before. Yes, he at that time, all the times that Andy Tudor brought up the system, he always said, you know, there is some things that we can't do. He was being humble, he was being modest, and he was saying, you know, don't expect this thing to be looking like some type of godsend kind of game. It's like we can't do certain things, and he admitted that. He admitted that from the very beginning. But never once did he even insinuate that they were having a technical problem with the game. That's what's getting me so riled up. Like, not once did he insinuate that they were having trouble. The only time that we got a hint that they were having problems, and that was at a time that I already started to be skeptical, was when they announced that it would be delayed. He says that they were going to need a little more time because they needed some time to optimize the game for Wii U, but even then, he was still getting our hopes up by saying, I've seen the Wii U version. I've seen it quite regularly. It's got dynamic time of day, weather. It looks phenomenal. And the actual console itself is quite good. This was just last year, September 5th. So, how could this, like, if you were to look at a timeline of the comments that were made about the game on Wii U, all of it has been good things. Even when they announced that delay, they were still giving us something that we'll look forward to, because they were saying, you know, we can't do everything that we wanted to, but it's looking good. It's looking good. So why then are you going to tell us that not then and now turn around and tell us this now after you've conveniently released the other two versions of the game that weren't even planned at the time that the Wii U version was announced? Because that version was announced over a year before they possibly could even get their hands on PS4 and Xbox One dev kits in the first damn place. So I don't even understand how they could change their comments so quick. Yes, this is another developer. It used to be Andy Tudor, now it's the head of studio. It used to be a single developer, now it's the head of studio telling us this. Why are we just getting this information now? Like, you haven't shown us a single screenshot, you haven't released a single gameplay clip, yet you want to get our hopes up for the past 3 years, and then you want to let us down like this? Like, what? People are wondering why Nintendo gamers don't give a crap about third parties, because they don't give a crap about us. That's like chasing after a woman that's constantly rejecting you, constantly insulting you, and yet you still chase after her every day. That's what the gaming community expects Nintendo gamers to do. They expect the Nintendo gamers to continuously run after these third-party companies, and they're expecting Nintendo to do it too, to chase after these third-party companies like they're so dang desperate that are obviously treating them bad. And so I don't blame Nintendo for saying go screw yourselves. I don't blame Nintendo for taking the different path, because since the days of the N64, third parties have been screwing Nintendo over, and they've practically alienated the fan base and the company at this point. A lot of people are thinking that all it's going to take is for Nintendo to make a traditional, powerful console that's at the same level as the next Xbox and as the next PlayStation. That's what they're expecting Nintendo's successor to do. That's what they wanted them to do. To be as capable as the competition, that way that alibi that third parties have used for literal decades can finally go away. That's what they're expecting them to do, and that everything is going to be fine. It's not going to work like that. That's a beautiful thought to have, but it's not going to work like that. It's been 3 generations of this bull, and it's just not going to magically change like that. Because if you think that if Nintendo would release their next console, their next home console, and it's the perfect system, like how everyone's thinking that the PS4 is the perfect system, imagine a Nintendo system that's getting the same type of coverage that the PS4 is having. Oh my goodness, it's so powerful. Oh wow, we can actually do everything that we want to do and more on it. Imagine third parties saying that. Do you really think that everything's just gonna magically be alright? All these bridges that have been either damaged or completely burned after all these years. The fan base has stopped caring. Nintendo has stopped caring. So even if Nintendo magically starts caring again and actually tries to appeal to these third-party companies, who says they're going to care? Because they still have to worry about, oh my goodness, is the next Mario game going to slaughter us if we release it even a month after? Is the next Zelda game going to send us packing, even if there's a 3 to 4 month difference between the two? Is the next Metroid game going to make us look like complete bubble butts? Because we can't make a game as good as Nintendo makes their games. There's so many different level of standards between what third-party companies are doing and what Nintendo is doing, that at this point in time, it's really just simpler for them to focus on having Microsoft and Sony kiss their butts instead of having Nintendo join in on the party. It's been way too many years. Everything has changed since the days of the SNES. People are expecting that it's just going to magically go back to that, but no. Nintendo's franchises have grown too big. Third-party companies have become total turds in that space of time to where it really, I just can't see it happening. I think it's just simpler for Nintendo to just focus on doing what they're doing just being them, not caring about I shouldn't say not caring, but not focusing on what's everyone else is doing, but just doing what they're doing, just playing how they want to play and letting their fans do the same. If their fans want to get access to other franchises and proper releases instead of shoddy third-party ports, then they're just going to have to buy another system. I think that's just how it's going to be, because if third-party companies, just like Slightly Mad now, have promised so much and have backstabbed so much more, it's ridiculous. Like, at least back with the Wii, the difference between the Wii's power and the PS3's power was like night and day, but the Wii was still getting a lot of games that the PS3 and the Xbox 360 were getting. So I don't understand why now we have all 3 HD consoles and now suddenly it's now impossible to get your game to run on Nintendo's platform, because you were getting HD games to run on a non-HD console before. So I don't understand why now all of a sudden it's now impossible to do that. Yes, the user base is not as big, but you have practically 10 million. How much copies are you actually expecting to sell? If you have a user base of 10 million, that's more than enough customers for you. How much copies are you actually expecting your game to sell, regardless of platform? Like, honestly, it's there's so much double standards, there's so much bullcrap that's involved in this industry now, to where I'm scared to see where the industry itself is going to go. Not just the situation with Nintendo and third parties, but I'm just scared to see where the industry is going to go, because we have so much developers making promises, breaking them, and just doing total tomfoolery. It makes you wonder, like, what babies are running these multi-million-dollar companies. It's like, I can do a better job at running these companies than these people who are like 20, 30, 40 years older than me. It's crap. It's total crap. Like, honestly. Now, I know this video definitely ran a little bit long, talking at 20 minutes, but I just needed to get this off my chest, because like I said, this is utterly ridiculous. Slightly mad, regardless of whether you bring the game to Wii U or not, you've done some real damage here. Just go. It's really better you just cancel the game, because let's say Nintendo magically announces that the NX is coming next year, which is so unlikely. But let's just say the NX is the successor to the Wii U. We don't even know if it is. Let's just say it is, and let's just say it's coming next year or even early 2017 or what have you. Who in the hell is gonna buy Project Cars 1 year, 1.5, or 2 years later? Who? You might as well just bring Project Cars 2 or 3 or whatever number you're on by then out on the system instead of trying to get the first one on. Like, that's the same problem the Wii U had now, getting these 1-2 year old games, and people are like, we just bought that like 2 years ago on my old system. Why am I gonna want to play that now? Like Deus Ex, like Mass Effect, like Need for Speed. Why am I gonna want to play that now? I already played that game. I don't care if you've improved it. I just played that game. Now they're doing the same crap with all the remasters of games that are 3, 4, 5 years old. Like, are you kidding me? PS3 and 360 have been around for 10 years. We don't need to play those same games again. Come on. Anyway, like I said, this is very heartbreaking. It really makes you want to see how much corruption is in this industry. It really shows you how much gaming companies actually care. They don't, obviously, that they don't. But the most you can do is just continue what you're doing. You know, Wii U owners are practically used to this by now. That's why I say they just don't care anymore. Like, they've been slighted by third-party companies so much to where it's like, who gives a crap? Unless it's an exclusive deal, like how Nintendo and Sega had a deal, like how Nintendo and Platinum had a deal, or Temco Koi. You know, unless it's an exclusive deal, like, it's really not much caring for, because it's like you're just gonna get screwed over anyway. So, slightly mad. Continue being the idiots that you are. Continue being the liars that you are. And PS4 and Xbox One owners, have fun with your unoptimized graphics fest of the game. Alright? Thank you, everyone. Have a great day. Have a great evening. Have a great night. Whatever time of day it is. Have a good one. I will see you later. Please make sure that you give a thumbs up and subscribe. And leave a comment down below. Anyway, guys, like I said, have a good one, and I will see you later.